Say yes to the journey. Don't be so focused on arriving that you miss out on the journey that he's taken you on to get there. The journey isn't about just getting to our destination. A lot of times it's about actually finding him on the way to like arriving. And do we ever arrive? There's amazing things that have been happening in our lives in the last year or two, but I know the Lord has more, and it might not look like this, like it does right now, but I don't want to be, content with just like I've arrived. But I wanted to like find him in what's next, in the journey to what's next, and not leave behind what I have here before it's time to go to what's next. And we may not see the entire road or the final destination because of the mountain that seems to stand in our way, but our path is laid out by him, and he highlights each step of the way. I wrote a song about that called Abraham, and I'm already over time, but I felt like that song, after I wrote it, was about my journey, was about me. I remember showing it to my dad, and honestly at the time it was just, me and my buddy Bobby, we were gonna write a song about Abraham, and that was all. It was nothing spiritual. It was like, he had a dream that he's like, I had a dream, we wrote a song about Abraham. I was like, awesome, what was it? And he's like, it was it. It was just a dream, and I knew we wrote that song. And I was like, all right, so we just wrote it about Abraham and his journey with Isaac up the mountain, and just dealing with like the promises of the Lord that he had been given, but yet not seen. And then, so we started to write that. And then as we finished, I sent it to my dad, I sent it to my wife's dad, and they both came back. They're like, I feel like this is my story. And then I'm reading it, and I'm like, I feel like it's my story. And I felt that from people that hear it. It's like, this is my journey. And like, yes, this is that walk with the Lord, and that tension of being promised things and have these dreams, but maybe we don't see them yet because of just the current situation or where we are. But we have to trust, and we have to stay on this journey and say yes to what's in front of us, say yes to the people that are with us, and not leave them behind, but then just be open to how the Lord's gonna open up that door. It's gonna open up, and just make sure you're like pointed in the right direction so you can see it open and just walk right through it. Does that make sense? All right, well, I charge you. I feel like I should fire you up like Lindy did, but I'm not really a fiery person, so go and sin no more.